So my name is Larissa Rex. I am the founder and CEO of High Spirits of Palmerton Paranormal and its sister company, Third Eye Event Productions. I'm also a psychic medium, so I operate the group in that capacity as well. Our team has investigated everywhere. We started out with our first team investigation officially at Belgrove, Virginia. From there we went to Trans-Allegheny. We've been to the Conjuring House.
So tell me about this place.
So the Waldorf Estate of Fear in Lehigh in Pennsylvania is actually more well known as the set of the movie HELL HOUSE LLC, Hotel Abaddon, and the two follow-up movies that came after it. The building has no known history prior to 1969. The way it was discovered was it operates as a haunted attraction during Halloween. And my daughter, who is also a psychic medium and also a junior investigator with HSPP, had gotten a job here to do makeup. And while she was doing makeup, she had some experiences, and she came home and she told me that it was haunted, and I didn't believe her. And then I reached out to Angie, who is not only the owner of the Waldorf Estate of Fear, but also one of the directors and set designers for HELL HOUSE LLC for all of the movies. I reached out to her and I asked if we could investigate prior to her opening her haunt in 2021. She acquiesced, and here we are.
I'm Angie Moyer. Everyone who works for me calls me the Scream Queen, and I run the Waldorf Estate of Fear, this wonderful haunted establishment we're in. Well, my first haunted house, the Waldorf Hotel, actually is in Palmerton, and I started that 18 years ago. I've always been an avid haunted attraction, horror movie fiend, if you'd say. And I had this building with an attic that we couldn't do anything with. And my husband's like, hey, how about a haunted house? Sure. That'll make people come through our showroom for our construction, and we can let them see what we do. But it turned into a business of its own within a year. When we first moved here, so we had the first haunted house for 7 years, we moved here 11 years ago. Everything was fine. I've had some people who worked here that said, like, I see dead people, and they'd be like, oh, but nothing's evil here, but there's something here. Take that with a grain of salt. Then I had some actors telling me, like in the attic, something was grabbing their leg, or there's definitely something here. And I'm like, okay, I'm a skeptic, I want proof, I believe in everything, but I need to see it for myself, or I need someone who absolutely knows what they're doing to tell me that it's here. And that's where Larissa Rex comes in.
It has been a wild ride, and we've had 9 investigations here so far. Each one produces incredible evidence in every format.
So why do you think this place is active, and who do you think lingers here?
Well, as I said, there are no verifiable records prior to 1969. Even going through the Historical Society, Angie was not able to find any. However, the reasons I believe that it's active is because the region is a coal region, and we know that certain quarries and certain stone does help to amplify activity. There is the zinc company that is right down the road, and that is what Palmerton was founded on. We do not have water too far away. We have the natural Native American history of the area of Pennsylvania alone, let alone Lehigh. In addition to all of that, this place sits dormant for most months of the year, and it's most active in October. And the belief is that that energy that comes in, whether it's people screaming because they're scared or laughing because they're happy, all of that energy does create the perfect storm for the entities that are here still lingering to get their energy up and interact.
I myself have had a really heavy door that is very hard to latch in here, slam shut while I was in here. I'm still never afraid to come in by myself. And yes, I do go to the basement by myself, and no one else does, so pat on the back for me.
So HELL HOUSE is filmed here. What was your experience with that film being made here?
Well, one, to have a filmmaker call you and go, hey, can I come see your haunted house? I want to make a movie. And then come and say it's perfect is phenomenal. Like, it's the best feeling ever. This is like our home. We only invite certain people in, and we don't let just anyone come through the doors and see it. So we kind of let the world see it with the movie. But It was fabulous. The first movie was just phenomenal. The actors, the staff, everyone was great. They were here for like 11 days, very long days that we were here on site running around. And you guys have seen it, HELL HOUSE LLC. It's awesome.
So today I have my business partner and good friend Angie with me.
Hi everyone!
If you don't know anything about HELL HOUSE, I suggest you watch the movie. In the meantime, we're going to take you on a small tour and show you the paranormal hotspots inside this house. This is where we have a lot of K2 activity, right here. I'm also a psychic medium. I have not been able to peg exactly who hangs out in this spot yet, and I've been in here at least, what, 12 dozen times now in the past year. But I think that they probably come here and gather whenever we bring people in. So that's pretty much this space, but we're going to take you to the better hotspots now. Now, during Halloween, this actually doubles as a haunted attraction. So as we walk through, you're going to see a lot of props. They're from the movie set and also from the haunted attraction, which Angie runs now. We're going on 19 years that she's been doing this.
2023 will be 19 years. Yes.
There you go. There you go. So in here, this is the bar. This area has a couple of entities. One entity that is prominent in this area is a bartender. He does not come very clear to me when I see him, other than he does wear some kind of a top hat, and I just see a silhouette for that. But he does not like it if you sit at his bar and put anything on his bar. So we've actually captured a couple of times putting a cat ball on here or a K2 meter, and the SLS will pick up somebody trying to swipe it off the bar. He's actually told me to get out from behind the bar. Very friendly though. Otherwise, if you know your role in here and you stay out of his way, he stays out of yours. We also have another entity in here named Amanda. She is not from the same time frame as the bartender. Amanda loves males particularly, and she likes to hang out on the rafters, and you'll see her on the SLS come down and kind of like attach to you, but not in like not a negative way. And then she kind of peels off. I don't know what her role here was or when she was here, but she's very friendly with the men. We're going to walk through now to a location. We're going to walk through the bathroom, or are we
we're going to walk. Nope, we're going to walk through. This is part of HELL HOUSE again, fans. Yeah. How many freaks are in here? How many? Yes. So this is where Paul was in here testing, and he saw the extra freaks happening. Yeah, that was here. We're going to be actually on the back side of where we were. Since it is a haunted attraction, we have trapdoors everywhere to keep our employees and to keep our customers safe so we can run through. So we are on the back side of where Sarah got drugged into the wall.
Yeah. So in this hallway here, we don't usually have a whole lot of activity in here, but this right here is the makeup room. And in this room, we have caught EVPs. We have seen more than one figure on SLS. We have seen manipulation of REM pods, ghost balls. It's just one of those rooms that it's really a 50-50 in there if we catch anything. But the cool thing is, if you are on the upside of that 50% of getting activity, it's crazy activity. Then we walk through here and...
Hasta Puerta Puerta!
Alright, so if you don't know anything about this location, one thing that we do know for sure is that it was, first off, there's no records prior to 1969 on this building. Angie, what year was it built?
I do not know.
Okay, see?
1969 is what I know.
Yeah.
Early 1900s, my grandmother is 89. She said it was here when she was a kid, so...
Yeah, so that... You know, that's got to be around the 1900s. So, honestly, from reading the space, I figured it was late 1800s, early 1900s, but what's really cool about this is that about a month ago, I ran into somebody whose family were the first people to purchase this land in 1742. He has all the family records. Part of this land is now underwater at Beltsville Lake. There were originally 8 farms on it, and this building was it was built by that family later on. So it kind of makes it more mysterious. But one thing we know is that in the 90s, this was Captain Jack's? What was the name of this place?
Oh, it was Jack River Steakhouse.
Correct,
yes.
So in this space here, when we walk through and do our investigations, we usually go this way. The first time I ever came through here, I met somebody who had been stabbed out back when this was a restaurant. I didn't get too much information about it, except that he was part of a biker's gang. Like, I kept getting that, and that he didn't go to the hospital for, I guess, fear of reprisal, and he just ended up dying. Like, just dying of the wounds. Then, I haven't met him again, though, which was interesting. Usually they'll linger around. Most of these people that I'm naming have been here, and every time we bring a tour through, they end up showing up. But I haven't seen him in about a year. One person we do see here all the time, and he is infamous on the SOS for going. He's shy. He doesn't like to talk with us. I always stop right here because he hangs out in this area, and he always shoots right up through the tiles. Angie, what room is above us?
2C.
2C, yep. So his name is Keith. He also was here when this was a restaurant. He's a heavyset African-American man, and the first time I ever encountered him, he was chopping over there, and he doesn't do that anymore. Now he hides over here, and when I come through, usually with a tour, he goes up through the ceiling. Again, everybody that I speak of here, all of these people are very friendly entities. They're from different time frames, and nobody has ever harmed anybody.
A place can definitely be haunted without being evil.
Yes, there's nothing evil here. Okay, so we're walking through the freezer, otherwise known as my giant Faraday box. Then you come through here. Yeah, if we're going too fast, let us know.
Oh no, that's perfect.
All right. Now, I know Angie wants to talk about this spot coming up, right? Hector?
Oh, yeah, of course. Everybody wants to see Hector. We're going to sneak right through here, yeah?
So,
and there he is,
yeah.
Hector. Yay!
So
just like we normally do.
So this is Big from the movie. Can I hit the button?
Yeah, just flick it on.
Yeah.
Takes a second.
That's actually from the movie.
Yes. The special scene with Paul and Hector playing the piano, and everyone knows.
So now the cool thing about this location is that some of the entities here are legit not trying to play any roles. They are people that have lived either here or on this property or are attracted to this property for one reason or another. And then we have the people that are here that think that they are working a haunted attraction or that they're part of the movie. So this is a very special space in that way. In this room here, we've run into a Claire, and we've run into a Beatrice, and I think Angie knows her as Mabel. Yeah. So whoever she is, she's old. She's from way back when, because all those names are old. But she does present herself as the same type of person. I personally, from what I gather from her, she's a strong businesswoman, and I think she ran a brothel here. She is always heard on the portal radio. We can hear her, or on Phasma, we can hear her arguing with Keith from the kitchen and Amanda from the bar. She also will come in here and she will mess with stuff on the table. She will sit over there and she will set off any motion sensors that we put over there. And over here, we like to put our bell jar, which is a battery operated light where you have to have two pieces of metal touch. And we've caught orbs coming down and hitting it, and then it turns on. And I've also seen her here and gotten her on SLS just touching it. So she's very active in this room here. This is also the room where we had a public investigation. We had somebody set their flashlight down over here. She brought her husband. He was a skeptic. She brought her daughter. Her and her daughter were doing a little portal radio, and she said, please turn the flashlight on, and you could hear on the portal something said, do what? And then it turned on. And then he kind of got shocked because he didn't know what to do. And then she said, turn it off, and it turned off. And he was like, okay, you know, like that got me. And then right in that same video, we had a motion camera up here, and this door just came flying open with nobody behind it. And you could see them kind of looking like, what was that? And if you see, this is a heavy door. I mean, it's not something that you could really... It's not so light, it's not so heavy, but yeah, I mean, for something to push it open like that was kind of crazy.
This is that heavy door that you have to turn the knob to latch that I said slammed on its own. Yeah. 2C see everyone, but we'll get to that later.
Okay,
we're in Paul's room.
Right. So this is technically known as Paul's room from the movie. We call it Theo's room because we have an investigator that had some sort of panic attack in here. His name is Theo. Yeah. We're not sure what that was about. But this room has to be, I would say, the number 3 most active spot. You come in here with anything that lights up and you read a nursery rhyme and you're going to meet a little boy who runs around here. You could hold out your K2 and you could, and we've had a group of people each hold a K2 out and said run by and touch it and it would light up. He jumps on the bed. He likes when you read him nursery rhymes and we do EVPs in here. He has a little sister. She comes out every now and then, but the fun is always cut short around 30 to 45 minutes into this room. They have a dad who is an old time, like he presents himself as like a farmer, Amish type of guy. I don't think this was their house. I think they just lived on the land. He does not like it when they play with anything. He'll come out after 30 to 45 minutes and the activity will just cease. And you know when he comes out too, because you could feel a shift in the energy in the room. He's not mean, he just doesn't want his kids playing with lights.
True.
Right? I mean, it makes sense. Yeah. Are we going this way?
We are. We're going to go into Ella's room. Ella is our main attraction at the haunted house. She's the whole reason we're all here. Go to my website, Waldorf Estate of Fear, read the legend, you'll understand.
So wait, before we move any forward, in that room there, we set up a trail camera underneath the table. And we had people coming through and doing their own investigation. And at one point, you know, Angie changes up her settings every year because, you know, got to keep it fresh and fun. One year, the year of that, she had a girl that kept saying, come play with me as part of the haunt. When we had this girl come in and she was just investigating by herself, she walked past the trail camera. She never even noticed. The ghost balls on the floor started to light up and 2 voices clear as day on EVP. Come play with me. Come play with me. Like it was eerie. So that room's crazy.
So Larissa thinks that they are mimicking the actors. When we're running for haunt season, they actually think they are part of the show. The one night you said I wasn't here and they were looking for me. Yeah. Like you were still performing, waiting for me to like tell them they did a good job. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody else knows they're doing anything except Larissa. But
I've had them, last week. Last week we were in here and my husband was standing behind me and he doesn't have any kind of senses that way. And I thought he was trying to mess with me, but she didn't hear it. No. He didn't hear it. And I heard, she kept saying, girl, girl, girl. She was talking about the dead girl and what we were going to do with the dead girl. And I heard clear as day a man behind me go, dead girl. And I turned around and about socked my husband because I thought it was him scaring me. Yeah. And it wasn't.
We're talking about the dead girl from Hell House. She is in that room. That's where she takes Paul and everything. So we were talking about her.
Yeah, it was creepy. It was creepy. And then I kept hearing whispering and they're like, yeah, we don't hear anything. No.
We can just go straight through.
Okay. We don't usually get much in this
Right, you guys don't usually hang out, but I want to get them to the attic.
Yeah, so that's this way.
Yep.
Okay.
My favorite hallway coming up. I don't know why, I just love this hallway.
She loves this hallway.
It's creepy.
I'm not a fan. Yeah. Close that?
Yep.
Okay, look, all these doors, I don't...
That just goes outside.
Gotcha. So this hallway here, now, is this the hallway where they had the clown in the movie standing?
No.
Okay, that's...
At the bottom of the stairs, usually, down by the bar. Fun fact, though, if you get these numbers, I put all these numbers on the walls for something in the movie they were never used. So I have things written all over that were never used in the movie.
All right, we're headed up to one of my absolute favorite and worst spaces ever. Okay, so
Oliver's bedroom from our legend. This is Oliver's bedroom.
This room doesn't have too much. It does. It doesn't have too much going on in it.
But we're going to step over into the torture side of the room. So.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, no, I'm fine. No, I don't have anything bad like that happen. Just
seeing people.
No, that smell.
Yeah.
You smell that?
Yeah.
What is that?
Raccoon.
Oh,
I don't know.
So in
Okay,
this,
be very careful in here. We don't really let people in here unless
Yeah.
you're doing an investigation. Some of the floorboards move. They're not loose that you're going to fall through or anything. They just move because they're old.
now I will tell you, in this area here, we get crazy activity. One of the things that happens in here most often is females are jumped on. Not in a way that, like, you know, would hurt you or anything. But there's a guy up here that we've caught on film. He calls himself the Magician. We have asked him what he wants to be called. He says the Magician. He will not give us his name. He literally appeared in a digital photo, untouched, looming over this banister in what looked like a cape and a top hat. He hangs out in the rafters, and he will drop down from the rafters and kind of like jump on you, and you could see him on the SLS. And we have a clip where I was standing over there and I felt, it feels like electricity when they get on you. I felt the electricity on me, and Alan was over here with the SLS, and I said, he's on me, isn't he? And he said, yeah, he is. And then he peels off of me and goes back up into the rafters, and I went, oh, he's off of me now. And Alan was like, oh my God, yes, he did. So he does it to pretty much any female that comes up here. Before we started the haunt season, the night before, we did a walkthrough, and he was all over the place up here, just jumping everywhere. There's also a little girl up here. We've got an EVP, Ella, which is crazy because it's from a legend.
Right.
We've gotten a little kid huddled underneath in here. We've had Boo Buddy touched over here so many times. Boo Buddy goes off like crazy. We've had motion sensors. We put them up high so you can catch the Magician whenever he goes by, and we've had that go off very frequently. And then one of the most interesting things that happened was, I didn't know the history of this place until I ran into the family friend of my husband's whose family owned this in the 17 and 1800s. When we've been up here, we've gotten crazy portal and phasma conversations where they're talking about butchering and meat and clean cuts and prime cuts. I don't eat meat, so I don't know what that means, but we laugh about it because we never know what it is. Turns out this was like a huge, one of the top people that produced meat was out of this location. So was it a farm on this land? So that's kind of crazy because we've got a lot of stuff on that we never knew what it was. The more we investigate, the more we find out, you know, as time goes by.
A little fun hell house behind the scenes. Alex, if you know, hung himself up here in the attic in front of the beautiful brickwork. And if you remember that scene, there were a whole bunch of cloaks that come running at him, and that's how he dies. Well, the writer, Stephen Cognetti, wanted a realistic scare for him. He wanted him to really be scared. So for a few days before that, I started messing with him and saying really this creepy, weird things to make him think I wasn't right. And I dressed up in a cloak that night, and I put contacts in, and I ran straight at him. So when you see him scared to death, he was scared. He did not talk to me for 3 days. He was so pissed at me. It was a lot of fun, though, and we got the reaction that we needed, so.
2C.
Oh, there's the cloaks. I gotta tell about the cloaks.
So 2C is where the movie ends. Pretty much where the movie ends. They come back and Sarah is here, but she's not alive. And this is 2C.
This room, we've had motion sensors going off. We've had REM pod activity. Most people report after you stand in this room for a certain amount of time, the temperature just drops naturally. Well, actually, I don't think it's naturally. I think it's paranormal.
Yeah.
Like, you spend we'll stand in here for 10 minutes, and then people will start to say that they're too cold to stay in here. It kind of feels like it goes literally through your bones. And so we don't stay in here very long. But we just found this out. Should I tell them about the urn?
Oh, sure.
We just found out that there is a woman who was never claimed. I won't say her name out of respect for her family, but we have her urn here.
Yeah.
There's activity every time over here. she will come out and talk to you. Like, she will do EVPs, she will everything.
Right, so the urn was thrown out in the garbage. It was left for garbage, and I didn't want to leave her without a home, so I brought her here, because why not?
Yeah, and if you put any kind of like trigger object over there, she does manipulate it, she does show up. I was reading her one day recently, and I pissed her off, and it was clear I pissed her off because she just ceased contact altogether. So now I know what not to say to her, but, you know, it wasn't meant. I was just trying to explain how she died, and she didn't really like that. But she's definitely active here. He has said he's seen somebody that looked like a black shadow go by. I have looked down this hallway at least 4 times in the past year and seen something look like in a cloak go by. So, again, I don't know if that's just the film reiterating itself.
Right.
I don't know. But I don't want to find out.
We have a lot of black cloaks in this building.
Yeah.
Yeah.